Hey everyone, welcome back to Heavy Pedal Cycling. I'm out here on my budget gravel bike, the Primos Dame, and I figured this would be a great time for a 150-mile update. So I've been taking this thing through all kinds of different terrains, from paved roads to gravel, obviously, grass, and single track mountain bike trails. Now, just a reminder, the Dame is a steel framed budget gravel bike. I've been putting this thing through the paces and it has been rock solid. Now, don't forget, I'm a Clydesdale-sized rider. So I'm 6'3", 225. Not only on gravel terrain like this, but on single track, it's been silent. There's no chain slap, no creaks. Really impressive, on par with much more expensive bikes. Now, I have made a few upgrades. The stock pedals, they're fine for what they are, but if you're gonna take this on some trails, it's wise to upgrade them to some better pedals. So I swapped them out with these Rock Bros floor bearing pedals off of Amazon. I'll go more in depth on these pedals in a separate video and give you my impressions of them. I also upgraded the seat post. I went with this FSA K-Force forged carbon seat post. I got this pre-owned off of eBay. It helps kind of settle some bumps when you're on the trails. And the stock seat post was giving me some issues with the seat sliding back on the rails, even though I was torquing the bolt to the recommended torque. But I knew I was going to upgrade the seat post anyways. And then on my very first trail ride, I punctured a tube. Doing the walk of shame, guys. I went to my local bike shop, had the tires set up tubeless, and since then I've had zero issues. I went with these muck-off valves and stand sealant. It costs a little bit over $100, but just the security of not having to worry about punctures is totally worth the price. Now, one more thing that I did replace is the stem. I had this Stout branded 70mm stem left over from my previous bike, and the stock stem that comes on the Primos Dame is a 90mm. I felt that my weight was a little bit too far forward over the front tire, especially on trails and going down declines. So I wanted to move my weight a little bit back further towards the back wheel. So I've achieved that by shortening up the stem by 20mm, and then the seat post has a 20mm offset as well. Just making those two small changes has made me feel a lot more confident on this bike, taking it on the trail versus the very first ride that I took it on with the stock components. What's really impressed me the most about the Dame is definitely the steel frame. It's been great. It seems to absorb a lot of the imperfections, and it just reminds me of riding, you know, the rigid BMX bikes back in the day and my rigid mountain bikes, getting my first experience mountain biking. So that I really love. I love how solid and confident I feel on it. I wasn't sure, you know, coming from mountain biking and road cycling, how it was gonna feel, especially on rougher terrain, but it feels really solid. The wheels have been incredible. I've really hit some hard routes, and they, you know, being a bigger rider, always worry about wheels holding up. They've been absolutely fantastic. The braking and the derailleur are about what I expected for a budget bike. They do a good job, but they definitely don't feel as high quality as some other more expensive bikes I've had in the past. But they get the job done. So what's next? I'm gonna be reviewing every upgrade that I make to this bike. I've already upgraded the seat post and the pedals, and you know, who knows, I might do the handlebars at some point. We'll see. And of course, I'll keep you updated on how this bike handles being underneath a Clydesdale-sized person and if it needs any upgrades right off the bat or not. So if you're into gravel bikes, budget bikes, just like watching a bigger guy like myself push bikes into, you might say, questionable situations, then stick around and subscribe. I'll have more rides, more upgrades, more impressions of everything. So thank you so much for watching. Until the next ride, peace out.